welcome to another episode of the Bella Grace podcast, where we are helping you transform your life, mind, body, and soul. Whether you're struggling to find balance, using unhealthy behaviors or substances to cope, or you just want to unlock the root cause of what's holding you back from living your best life, Bella Grace Coaching can help you transform your life, mind, body, and soul. And this week, we are talking about men's mental health with Joe.
Hi.
Yes. Hello, Joe.
Hi, Rosie. Hi, Teresa.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm
That's
awake.
great.
I had some tacos.
Rosie fed Joe before the podcast, so he is nice and full.
I have to make sure he's not trying to escape because he's thirsty or he's hungry or... Yeah.
You're our prisoner today.
You're like a little kid. You gotta make sure you carry the snacks and the water and... Yeah.
Yeah, the backpack of all the goodies. Yeah. We brought you here with tacos.
I'm here.
Yeah. So if you haven't heard Joe's story before, I highly suggest going back. It'll be in the show notes below. Joe was on the podcast and he talked all about growing up Latino and being a sober Latino man on his last episode. And then we had one about intentional dating as a Christian. Yes.
Yeah, I need to listen to that one again.
I need to listen to that one too.
I take it the dating scene is not going well right now.
It's all right.
You're single?
Yeah. I'm
Ladies, he is single.
And
Yes.
He is a Christian man.
Yes.
Mhm.
Another one. 2 in a row, guys.
And look at his haircut. He reminds me of Peso Pluma. And then with his glasses, he reminds me of Mario Almada. If that's a very old Mexican thing.
I was about to say, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
I've gotten Mexican OT.
Okay. Yeah. But I think some people will know what I'm talking about. Okay. They're real Mexican like me.
I'm like, I have no idea. My mom will know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mom, you'll have to let us know if you know if she's talking about, because my mom watches all of these episodes. My mom was really excited that you were going to be on.
Oh, really?
Yes, she loves when you're on the podcast.
Yeah.
We love Mother Teresa's. Wait.
We
Mother
love Teresa's mom.
mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I don't know where to start. I'm 29. I've been sober for this February will be 5 years through the grace of God.
Yes.
Wow.
We were talking about tattoos
Good
earlier.
job.
Show your
I'm proud of
tattoo.
you.
Thanks,
You should
Rosie.
be proud of yourself.
Thanks. It's so hard because it's hot outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I could love a beer right now.
Enchilada.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Like some
yeah.
Dos Equis or something.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dos Equis has a non-alcoholic beer now. Did you know that?
I've had them before.
Have
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But my Walmart, all of them that are on the shelf are expired.
Come on, Walmart. I was just about to give Walmart some props because I went in there the other day. I don't know what little town. I was somewhere like the South Dallas suburbs, like somewhere over there. And I was so excited because I walked in and Walmart had like this huge non-alcoholic section. It was
Yeah,
yeah.
they have it
had
now.
like the zero proof whiskey and gin.
Let me guess, and they were all
tequila.
expired.
I had no idea. I didn't even bother to check. Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna be checking.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna check.
They're probably all expired because I'm the only one buying them.
Yeah, when there's a sale, I was like, well, what's wrong with this? Why is this on sale? Why is it so cheap? That's so weird.
But yeah, show your tattoo.
Yeah.
I'm all tatted up.
Yes.
Okay.
But I was this
Okay.
one in particular.
Oh, okay.
It's a little
No
shattered.
hair showing
I
on
know.
Bad Bunny.
It's hard to see on the camera. It's
Yeah.
a shattered wine glass. Yeah.
I love
For
it.
his
Mhm.
to celebrate his recovery.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
I love that. Reminders are so important.
You think so?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've seen people with tattoos that, like I was telling Teresa in one of our last episodes, there was this girl who had affirmations as tattoos.
Oh,
Like,
really?
I am enough, I am loved, and like certain things all over her body that I thought it was so cool because you need that constant reminder.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a huge achievement. That's huge.
Thank
It's
you.
not easy.
No, it's not. I had a friend, hopefully he's going to listen to this episode. I consider him a brother because our parents dated for a lot of years, way back when. Yeah. And so, like, his dad and I were really close, and he and I were really close for a long time. And he reached out to me a few weeks ago and was like, hey, I'm going to go sober on Sunday. So I need all the help you can send me, all the information you can send me. And it's a big deal because he's always been a big drinker, a big partier. Like, his dad is a big drinker.
That's
like,
huge.
It is a big deal. Like, when my mom and his dad were dating, like, they were always at the pool hall, you know, at the pool, at the bar, playing pool, drinking beer. Like, and so he, like that's how we grew up, was around beer.
Yeah.
And he reached out and was like, I'm going sober on Sunday. And then we were talking last night. He was snapping me on Snapchat, and he's like, when did the munchies stop? Like, when do you stop eating everything in sight after you first get sober? And I'm like, it takes a little while, but your body is making up for all of the lost nutrients that the alcohol causes you to lose, because you have vitamin and nutrient deficiencies when you drink alcohol on a regular basis.
Wow.
And it, like, your stomach gets all out of whack. Your gut. And so your gut health is really off. So you'll crave sugar and bread. Yeah. A lot of you, you know. Yeah. And so I told him, I was like, it will get better. A multivitamin helps, and a probiotic will help to balance out your gut. And what a lot of people don't know, and we've talked about it on the podcast before, is that a lot of the serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter, is produced in your gut. So when alcohol messes up your digestive tract, it's also messing up your mental health.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So anyway, I'm hopefully
Alcohol also kills brain cells.
Yes.
So
yeah, it does. So hopefully he will be listening. My brother from another mother and mister. But yeah, so I'm really proud of him. It's a big accomplishment. I'm like you. I'll be 4 years sober from alcohol this year, and it's hard. And so you're 5 years sober, but you still sometimes want a beer. Yeah.
So I'll drink a non-alcoholic alternative.
Yeah.
I honestly think, like, the whole like industry, like, introducing the non-alcoholics, like, drinks and alternatives, it's a lifesaver, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think about, like, had this been introduced years ago, because it's barely something within the last 3 years, I would say.
Yeah.
It's gotten big. But I think back to, like, what if this was introduced earlier? Like, way earlier.
I know, because when I told Rosie that I was going to make a non-alcoholic michelada, and she was like, oh, with what kind of beer? Like O'Doul's? And I was like, no. And that's the bad misconception, is that people think that O'Doul's
is like the only one.
Yeah. And it's not.
I learned that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not really a drinker, so I really don't know. So.
It is really holy.
I first tried to get drunk over a margarita mix bottle.
Yeah,
I mean,
she tried.
But that bottle was never even open, so. I'm not the type, I don't know what I'm doing in that area.
You're so righteous.
Yeah.
No, I am not. I just don't have that. I don't want people to think that I'm like a saint, because I'm not. I sin in other ways, okay? No, that's horrible, guys. No, but no, I just like, if you ever hear my testimony, I guess it's because I saw so many unstable drinkers in my life that I was so terrified of, like, losing that control and ending like them or worse. So I was so scared.
Yeah.
So scared. So that's why I'm like, and drunk people, honestly, they make me nervous. They scare me. They're so unpredictable. So I don't want to be one, and I don't want to, like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's so scary too, like, because, like, now that I've been sober for like 5 years, it's like you lose, I don't know, consciousness of your mind, in the sense of, like, you're not fully there. Like you can't control yourself and
when you're
whatnot.
drinking.
Yeah, when you're drunk, and it's
And
like
I don't
it's
like
scary.
Yeah. I think back to all of the things that I did drunk, and I'm like, what? Like, why? Why did I do that?
Mhm.
Like, I used to always joke that I would break at least 2 or 3 bones a year, which was true. I did. I would break a foot, a toe, an ankle, my tailbone, like multiple times a year. I haven't broken a single bone since I've been sober.
Wow. I'm glad.
So that should tell you something.
Yeah.
Like, that should tell you something. I have not broken a single bone since I've been sober. Like, that is mind blowing to me. I went from
Congratulations.
I know. I went from
I love that for
multiple
you.
bones a year
Yeah.
to none in 4 years.
Wow.
But I'm also not like jumping off of curbs and jumping
'Cause you're
off
not
of
under the
bars.
influence now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like I'm not trying to
You're
dance on
thinking right,
bars.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm not falling off of the tube and into the river. Like
Wow.
so yeah.
Mm.
But so congratulations.
Appreciate it. Sometimes I like need to hear it or like
You do.
I
yeah.
think we take it for granted
Yeah, I think so too.
once
Or
you
like-
get past a certain point.
Yeah, I think it's like something like I don't really think too much of it now.
Mhm.
I probably like I should probably give myself more credit than I actually
Yeah.
do in the sense of
Because
But-
you having to take you having to make that decision, hey, I want to be sober, but going through it takes a lot of strong will,
Mhm.
a lot of self-control, a lot of self-discipline, and you have to constantly do that every single time. And then when you're around friends with the same habits or
Mhm.
people or
Mhm.
parties, that can be very hard. And if
Yeah.
you've been sober for 5 years, you have overcome all of that.
Mhm.
You deserve a trophy or something.
Ah, thank you.
That is huge.
Yeah.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
I've never done like AA and
Mhm.
but in Alcoholics Anonymous they give out chips, and
Oh,
like
wow.
I almost want to like start my own chip like type of
Yeah.
thing for my friends that are
Mhm.
sober,
Aw,
so that I
that'd be
can give
cool.
them something
Yeah.
because it's hard to
Mhm.
or it's easy to forget how far you've come.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that was always one thing that I liked about AA was that even if it's 25 years, 50 years, like you get a chip because every year is worth celebrating.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's good.
So proud of you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Rosie.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
amazing.
And I think
That's
culture
amazing.
is changing
Yeah.
around sobriety too, because it used to be viewed as if you were in Alcoholics Anonymous or if you were sober, it was because there was something wrong with you
Mhm.
and you couldn't handle alcohol
Yeah.
like a
Mhm.
normal person. But the fact of the matter is, none of us were made to handle alcohol. That's
Yeah.
why it is an intoxicating substance.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so toxic for your body, your nervous system, just overall. It's really bad.
yeah, so maybe we're the normal ones because we've gone back to the way that things were supposed to
Yeah.
be for our
Yeah.
bodies.
Mhm. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, you talked about like you know, me being sober for this amount of time, and it's like I remember at work we had worked like this real big event and whatnot, and then afterwards, everyone was all drinking except me, and just I was like struggling right then and there. I'm like, like. Everyone has
Yeah.
some beers in them. Luckily, I had like a non-alcoholic beer in my car. I was like chugging it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that, or like
Yeah.
even going to like I've gone to a few Rangers games. I went to an FC Dallas game this week, and like I want that feeling of just having a drink in my hand while I'm like enjoying sports or something.
Yeah.
But they don't have the non-alcoholics there.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's we need to write the Rangers Stadium and the footballs the
FC Dallas, the
yeah
Toyota
the
Stadium, AT&T
all
Stadium,
of,
all of them.
exactly because they
Yeah.
don't have non-alcoholic
and-
options there.
And I thought by now they would have
They
already
would've.
introduced it. Yeah,
I
but-
thought so too.
Mhm.
I want to say the Mavs has non-alcoholic.
Really?
Like what is that one called?
American Airlines?
The American Airlines.
Hmm.
Because I've had a non-alcoholic beer there before, but I can't remember which stand it was that had it. But it was
Yeah.
only one stand, and I think they had the Heineken Zero.
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
most restaurants now, like, they'll have the Heineken Zero.
Yeah.
Or,
The athletic brewing. A lot of them have athletic brewing now. Yeah. So, and I always loved going to the Formula One races. That's what my house is decorated in, Formula One stuff. Because very early on, before I was even sober, they were selling the Heineken Zero.
Zeros?
Yeah,
Oh.
because it's primarily a European sport.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really, it's not, now it's popular here because of the Netflix show, Drive to Survive, that's on Netflix. So it's gaining popularity here. Now we have 3 races in America, or in the U.S. We have Austin, Miami, and Vegas. We used to only have Austin. So I think sobriety and being sober and living a sober lifestyle and being healthy in general is a lot more common outside of the U.S. Like, you wouldn't think so, but they are more health conscious.
Yeah.
So, and when I saw it at Formula One, and a lot of the Formula One drivers do commercials for Heineken where they're like out with friends and they're the designated driver.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're drinking the
Yeah.
Heineken Zero. So, yeah.
Wow.
And I wish more American sports would hop on board with that. I've seen.
I think it will, because it's like a movement that's happening slowly.
Mhm.
Yeah, so maybe generations from now, that's what they're going to be doing, and they're going to have the option. And I mean, because right now we're seeing that more in restaurants too, where with the mocktails.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like, and I pray that the younger generation does better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, that'd be good for them. Like, I don't know, they have like non-alcoholic alternatives, or that way they can drink that, or hopefully they don't like.
Yeah.
Because I feel like my problem is, like, once I get started drinking, it's hard for me to stop.
Yeah, that's my
So
problem too.
I'll
I don't
just
have an off
1,
switch.
2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6 liquor, start mixing stuff.
For me, it's actually the opposite.
You just have one, or you can't start.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy a good drink, but I'll have like 1 or 2, and I'm buzzed.
Yeah, and then she has to go home because she's sleepy.
I'm not. Yeah, like I'm a calm person. Like, I don't. If I ever like get too much alcohol in my system, like, I'm the crier. I'm the crier. I'll start dancing or singing, but I cry
Yeah,
also.
emotional.
Like, I'll be happy because I feel good and relaxed, but then I'll end up crying somewhere in a corner. So
Well,
for
at least
me,
you're in a corner. You're in a corner.
Yeah,
I
so
know
for
some
me, it's
people who
just-
cry and they drag everybody else in.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
They start
everybody
running
cry.
around the
Yeah.
neighborhood.
I mean, it's ridiculous, and I'm just like, man, this is so not fun.
This is so embarrassing.
It is.
Why am I crying?
For me, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I probably smoke cigarettes. I don't. Yeah.
Moral
remember-
of the story, don't give birds
Yeah.
any booze.
So I just, and then I mean, I don't. I mean, I used to drink a lot more before I became a mom. Now that I'm a mom, I'm like, I don't want my kids to see that. I don't, because of what I saw growing up as a child in a household or around adults or family members who couldn't handle their alcohol, so they did a lot of damage. So for me, I don't want my kids to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give you a lot of props because growing up, like, my dad was an alcoholic, and
Mine
so
too.
I saw a lot of things
Yeah.
that, like, were bad, and triggers his emotional state and whatnot.
Yeah.
And just, it's like a whole, like, I don't know, like a railroad just going down. So I need to give you props because you saw that and you're like, I don't want anything to do with that. So like, you never got into it or anything like that, like the whole drinking.
It's just never, I guess it just wasn't in me because when you go through, you need to listen to my testimony. But when you go through traumatic experiences, like, that either swallows you in or you you have that choice whether you want to be part of it or you don't want to continue that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, it wasn't in me, but I felt like I grew up always trying to control many things in my life to where I was like, I don't want that to be something that I have to struggle with as well. Because I already felt like I was carrying a lot of trauma. So for me, I was like, this is another thing. And I also didn't trust myself because I knew that I had like depression issues. I wasn't always myself, so I was so afraid of losing it because I saw the way that people lost it. I saw the mental health with the men in our lives, and I saw everything. I saw the pain in my dad, and I didn't understand a lot of his drinking. I just thought he liked to drink because a lot of times when we grew up in the Hispanic culture, especially Mexican, they drink a lot for everything. Everything is just alcohol.
And it's so common too. It's like, I got off work, beer. I'm going to get in the shower, beer.
And you think they're just drinking because they're having a great time. But then when you realize that someone has a beer for breakfast and they're always drinking, and then you wonder why. And now that I'm an adult, I realize, and I talk more to my dad, or I hear my sisters tell me stuff that my dad opens up about. It just puts everything into perspective. And he was drinking because he had a lot of childhood trauma. He had a lot of mental illness, a lot of things that he was struggling with. So he would suppress it with alcohol. And yeah, I was just like, well, he was supposed to be getting help, but he was drinking because that's the way that he was coping.
Yeah.
So rough.
Yeah. I think that was the way that so many people in older generations coped. What was I reading or listening to or watching? I don't know. Someone said back then alcohol took the pain away and it worked. But then it got to where it didn't work anymore. And so I had to stop. And I don't want my kids to think that alcohol is the only way to make the pain stop. There are other ways to make the pain stop.
And I don't think it makes the pain go away. It just suppresses those
it just
feelings.
masks
Yeah,
it.
but people have that illusion or sensation that they are, because alcohol relaxes them and it makes them feel good, but just for a bit.
Yeah, it's temporary.
Yeah.
So now that you're sober, how do you cope with stress? Your mental health in general. Because I know there's times when Joe and I are friends. He calls me mom. I'm his mother.
He came in and called me a tia, so that's good. I guess that means we're family.
Yeah. I saw your reaction when I called you tia, and I'm like, I'm not being disrespectful. We're like family.
I am a tia, so I just wasn't expecting it. You caught me off guard, and I was like,
he calls me Dad.
Yeah, that's
when he walks in. He's like, "Hey, Dad,"
and I like that because I'm glad that you feel comfortable to call me tia.
Yeah. So, but then I know there's times when I reach out to you and you're like, "Yeah, let's do it next week. I'm having a rough week this week," or my social battery is drained. Can we try next week? And we have that kind of friendship where we are very open and honest with each other like that. Like, yeah, I get it. You're tired. No worries. I get to a point where my social battery is drained and I can't do it. So how do you deal with all of that since you don't have alcohol to do it with?
I think the most important thing that I do to cope with like my mental health is I take antidepressants.
Yeah.
I've been on the antidepressants since 2020. There was I think the year 2021, I didn't take them. But
did you see a difference during 2021 when you didn't take them? Yeah.
So much anxiety, so much. I felt like I was just going back to my old ways, suppressing emotions, anxiety. I was struggling so much, but no one really knew.
Yeah. Yeah, I read something the other day that said, it was a picture of Robin Williams, and it said, people don't fake depression, they fake happiness.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, it's scary.
Yeah.
But and then I got back on the medication in 2022, and I take Zoloft. It's like 50 milligrams. I think that's the biggest thing that helps me cope with like my mental health.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad you brought it up, because men tend to not want to, people in general tend to not want to admit that they are on medication because it's a crutch, or you should be able to handle this on your own.
Or
Like,
you should, that just shows, that's a sign of
Weakness.
weakness, especially in men.
yeah, I
Yeah.
recently saw, I watched Grey's Anatomy, and so the girl that plays Jo Wilson on Grey's Anatomy and the girl that plays, Arizona, they got together and they did a podcast, and the girl who plays Jo, I'm blanking on her name, but she recently got on antidepressants, and she was so afraid to talk about it out loud because she's a Hollywood star. So she went online and started searching for other Hollywood stars who have come out and said that they are on antidepressants. And then it empowered her to feel like she could talk about it on her podcast.
Yeah.
But there is a stigma, I think, attached to admitting that you're getting medical help for your
100%.
depression.
100%, and
Or
it's
that you're struggling with anything.
Yeah.
it's funny because earlier this week I was having coffee with one of my friends, and the whole topic came up of like antidepressants and like mental health medicine, and she was like super against it.
Yeah. Some
And-
people are.
Yeah, and then I opened up. I was like, hey, I do this.
Yeah.
Like your opinions, whatever, like that's valid. And I kind of explained like why I take my medication, and she like, oh, that makes sense. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's not I go to a doctor, hey, I'm depressed, damn, subscription. Like if
Right.
you listen to like my testimony,
Yeah.
there's so much more behind that
Yeah.
as to why I choose to take my medication.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think especially as Christians,
Yeah.
there's a stigma of you just need Jesus.
Yeah. You
You
should
need to
pray
pray more.
Yeah.
You should trust
Yeah.
God more. You should,
Yeah, like just pray about it, or oh my God, like.
Yeah.
And I think I'm open about it because I mean, I know myself. I know the crap I've been through in life.
Yeah.
I know my battles. I know all the crazy stuff I saw as a child,
Yeah.
and even like and we don't have to like get into all this, but like I went to a mental hospital for a week back in 2020, right before COVID.
Yeah.
So like.
You talk about it on the first
The
episode.
first
you
episode,
did.
mhm.
Yeah.
So like, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I've had a crazy life. No one's gonna tell me like, oh, you don't need that or stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, because you know what you need.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
know your struggles, and if someone's like, you don't know what you don't need that. They don't know your story. They don't know your pain. They don't know your constant struggle. It's easy for someone else from the outside to tell you,
yeah,
like, you don't need that,
You
or
just need
tell
to
you
pray,
something,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because they never been in your shoes.
no,
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
And depression is a
It's an illness.
It's an illness of the mind, right? There's a chemical imbalance in the brain, just like substance use disorder, just like bipolar disorder, just like schizophrenia. Like there is a malfunction in the way that the neurons in the brain are firing. It is not something that you can just pray away.
Yeah.
We don't tell diabetics to pray away their diabetes.
Pray it away.
Yeah, like, yes, we pray for you. Yes, we believe God is the ultimate healer. But I was just telling someone that I recently started working with, I was like, there's the guy in the Bible, and I'm blanking on his name, that had the thorn in his side, the thorn of the flesh. And he asked God to take it away 3 times. And God said, no, because I will be revealed through your weakness. And she told me, like, I just want to be normal. And I'm like, well, sometimes God doesn't take the thorn out because he is going to shine through our weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I believe God created doctors, gave them the knowledge that they have to help his children when their brain is not working correctly.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
that's what doctors are there for.
Yeah.
Take the medicine. Like, if
Mhm.
you need it, take it. I'm sure you can tell us, like, night and day difference between when you're medicated and when you're not.
Yeah, and even I can notice some like I struggle with like taking it like regularly. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll just forget, and then a couple days pass by, and then I'm like, why am I feeling so agitated and whatnot? And then I'm like, oh, I haven't been taking my medicine. You know,
Yeah.
just get back on it and whatnot. But yeah, there's it's like a 9-day difference. I think if I were not on the medicine, I'd be struggling with a lot of like anxiety, a lot of self-doubt, people pleasing, depression, sadness, and all that.
Yeah.
And like a lot of like my mind would just start like going down like a rabbit hole and whatnot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And a lot of that is rooted in your childhood
Yeah.
and the things that you saw. And I really do think that I believe that a lot of times we have depression. Like, maybe it was already, like, that chemical imbalance already kind of existed in the brain when we were born, like, whatever. But I really do think that life experiences make it worse, or, you know, can make it worse. And when you see things as a child, when you're in traumatic experiences, like, it exacerbates it, makes it worse.
Mhm.
And then you probably need medical intervention.
Mhm.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I was on antidepressants after my fiance died. I couldn't get out of bed. Like,
I was in antidepressants when I was 8,
Yeah.
9 years
Oh
old.
wow.
Yeah, I was really young when I
Wow.
first got diagnosed with depression, but I think it was like seasonal depression.
Yeah.
But then in the long run, throughout my teenage years, I would always pretend. I mean, the people knew me as a happy and bubbly because I was, but I was also hiding my depression.
Mm.
And I did that throughout all those years because I didn't want to be the sensitive, emotional one. Because people don't want to be around people who are depressed. They want to be around people who are happy, bubbly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, I probably should have been getting some type of help,
Mhm.
some type of medication or something, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And if that helps you and you feel better and it works for you, then great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think medication and having someone to talk to,
Yeah.
a therapist, a coach, a peer support specialist, something that, someone that you can talk to. You don't have to have problems to have a therapist. Like,
No.
you can have a therapist just for the mere fact that you want someone to process things with throughout the week. So okay, medication was number one. What else?
I think there's, for me, the second one is just allowing me to feel whatever emotions I'm feeling. It's so simple. It's like kind of like accepting whatever emotion I'm feeling, and then just, I don't know, like let it, like,
Ride it out.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you gotta ride the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only way through it, like the only way out of it, is through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, if you
So
drown
you
it out,
journal?
I don't journal. I'll journal once in a blue moon, but there was a time period when I would journal a lot, and it was really good and like
It was
helpful.
very therapeutic.
Mhm,
Yeah, I
yeah.
used to do that all the time. I used to have like journals like this in high school. And,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it helps so much.
It does.
because It helps you process everything and get it out. Sometimes it's even better because you don't trust anybody, so it's like, oh.
you can say everything that you don't want to say to anyone else on paper.
And I feel like you just burn it. No, I'm just
I don't know. I was never really a big journaler.
Yeah.
I will journal, but it's usually like I'm journaling a letter to someone. Like after my fiance died, I wrote him letters in my journal. And I still have them.
Yeah. Oh.
When I journal, I talk to God.
Yeah, that's how I do it too.
Dear God.
That's what I do too.
Yeah.
I don't even say dear God. I just say Lord, and just
Let it all out.
yes.
Yeah.
And
I
it
do
helps
that
me
too.
so much because sometimes it's hard for me to get what I'm feeling out because I can't. But once I'm writing, it just all comes out naturally, and even if it's an ugly handwriting, but I'm getting it out.
Yeah, I've heard like just write down the first word that comes to your mind, and then the next one, like even if it's not a complete sentence, just writing down the words that are coming to your mind,
Yeah.
and just like word clouding them on your page, and then seeing, letting it flow from there, so that you're not just like stuck trying to figure out what to write.
Yeah.
That helps
Even if
too.
it's misspelled, bad grammar, just.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
So like I'll do the same thing, like journaling to God, and like, dear God, this is what I got going on. Give me some strength. I'm tired. Give me rest. And like journaling to God.
Yeah.
And you brought up like journaling like to people. Years ago, it was probably like 2 or 3 years ago. I think like I did like this. I read a book about like just dealing with heartbreak.
Yeah.
And basically, you wrote letters to all the people who hurt you. And I did that exercise. Huh? Yeah, it was so good.
Liberating.
Huh?
Was it liberating?
Yes. I was like, Dad, Mom, you're good. Sister.
I did the same thing, but I did that to the little girl in me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I heard somewhere that you could talk to your inner child from a time where something traumatic happened to you, and just write to her in that moment. And I was like, it sounds interesting, and I think it's something I want to try. But I was like, well, let's just do it. And I was at work when I did this, and I probably shouldn't have been at work. But I was just like, well, I have a break right now, so let's just try it.
Crying.
My mascara was no. I wear a waterproof mascara for a reason because I will be in tears for everything. Whether I'm happy, I'm angry, I'm sad, whatever.
She just puts out, like her eyes will get really red and water. Yeah.
So I was like, dear me, and it just. As soon as I did that, I was crying already.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. You should have never gone through that alone. And I'm sorry that so and so and so. And it just, I couldn't stop crying.
Yeah.
I kept writing and it just felt so good afterwards. I felt like I needed that.
Inner child work is really powerful. Yeah. And like, if you do it in a therapeutic setting, they will have you write to your inner child. They'll also like have you role play the inner child with the therapist, where the therapist is small you, little you, and then they will also have you do. It's almost like a meditation of sorts, or like I don't want to say hypnosis, but it's kind of like being hypnotized, kind of, but like.
I heard about like that.
EMDR.
Yeah.
Where they flash a light like back and forth, or you can do it with sound. And there's music out there on like Spotify that does it, where it plays in this ear and then this ear and then this ear. So it's not just all the sound coming into one, all at once. But it helps you access your subconscious in a safe place, so then you can work through those traumatic experiences. And so it takes you out of, it's kind of like, okay, so there's the far back brain, which is the past, and then there's the middle brain, which is like your thoughts for right now, and then there's the front brain, which is like right now, right? Like this is here now. It puts you back here, without like in your back brain where the trauma lives and like the scary stuff lives, but you're in a safe place. So then you can like go into that space and actually talk to your inner child and be in a room with them face to face and like tell them all the things that you wish they would know, and assure them that you're going to take care of them from now on. And it's like a really powerful they talk about it in The Body Keeps the Score, if you ever read it.
I know. It's a book Teresa gave me about a year ago, and I still haven't got to it, but I'm going to get to it soon, and we're going to talk about that because
it's very hard to read. Yeah, it's hard to read. Yeah. It's about incest survivors and victims of sexual abuse at the hands of family members, and this doctor, the author, he does EMDR with them to help like recover some of the lost memories, do the inner child work. Like,
Ooh.
yeah, I wrote my first master's thesis on the effects of incest and childhood sexual abuse, and whether or not that causes substance use disorders and prostitution later in their their teen and adult years.
Yeah.
So I read The Body Keeps the Score as part of that.
I have
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna read it. Sounds so good.
Hmm.
I'll
Yeah.
learn a thing or two.
Okay, so feeling the emotions
Mhm.
is like, because people say this all the time. You just have to feel your emotions. You just have to let your emotions happen. But what does that actually look like for you?
For me, it's I think for me it's just feeling it, but it's not okay, I'm gonna let myself feel this way for a day and then, or not like an hour and then I'm over with it. Yeah. I think for me it's more like I give it a couple of days to let myself feel this emotion. And so like one of the things I've been struggling right now with is like grief. And my friend passed away like this past like winter. I'm still feeling it.
I'm so sorry about your loss.
And then another thing I've been grieving is moving church buildings.
Oh, yeah.
Because the old church building, I would see my friends there
All the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like my diehard friends
Yeah.
who they know all my secrets, know all the stuff I've been through and whatnot. Not just the people I say hi to at church, which I still love you.
No, but you do. You have a very close knit group of friends, and I know some of them too. But yeah, you have a very close knit group of friends, and I have noticed because at the old church, even I would like just go in and go out. Like I went through the back,
Yeah.
that faced Garland Road, and so I didn't really hang out in the foyer on the other side. Usually because I was like rushing to go get Desea to do something or whatever. But I have noticed that like it is impossible to see your friends there. Like it's so huge.
Such a big building.
You have to be intentional, like texting each other, like meet me over here after service, and because it's really big. So I can see how that would cause grief.
Yeah, well, it's that, and also too, like my friend, I had it was like my surf team friends. We all served together in like the refresh bar, like serving coffee and whatnot. But since we've moved to the new building, a lot of them have stopped serving, and for each their own reasons and whatnot. And their reasons are valid, so I don't see them like every week anymore. Now it's it's like we hung out a few weeks ago. We had a dinner for one of our friends, and like my friend told me, he told us, he was like, "We're no longer church friends. We're just friends." Yeah. So which is cool, but it's also too. It's like I miss that feeling of like seeing them regularly. It's like mourning the loss of a intentional like friend group.
Your life.
Yeah.
And that's valid because sometimes you mourn seasons, you mourn friends, you mourn jobs, or just certain things that made your day or that played a huge part in that, and you were looking forward to it, and now it's not there. So it's some people have a hard time with certain change, and that's normal.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I like that, like letting yourself feel the emotion for a few days, not just
like that
push
too.
through it.
I let my emotions just, I don't want to say dwell, but I like to feel them for a few days because I cannot be the type where I just feel something and then just like quickly move on. No.
That's me.
No, I wish that I could.
Yeah.
Because it would save me a lot of, I guess time
Tears.
to move on, right?
Yeah.
Let's move on.
The like girl hopping, and it's like the Joker, and it's like me going in to see my husband, and he's wondering which personality he's going to see today.
That's me. And I can be like that sometimes with certain things.
Yeah.
It just depends. But if it's something that is just like, ooh, then I will take a few days just to process everything and feel whatever I need to feel. And just after that, I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, we're good.
No, like little stuff I'm good at. Like whatever. Like if my husband makes me mad, he knows just give me 30, 40 minutes and I'll be over it.
Wow.
Yeah. Like,
That's good.
yeah. I have a very quick rebound when it comes to certain things. Like the big stuff will, like when my mom got sick or like when I was waiting for test results for a biopsy that I had. Like those things weigh on me. Like medical stuff weighs on me. But like, I don't know, my husband, whatever, like he leaves the radio on and falls asleep, which he did last night. I walked in here and I was so mad he was asleep on the couch. I was like, wake up! Wake up! And I was like poking him on the forehead. Wake up! And he's like, what? I'm like, go to the bed. I've got a podcast to record. He's like, oh my God. He's like, then he like waits a minute and he looks at me and I'm like, fine.
Yes, Mom.
Yeah. Like I don't have a long so for me, like I kind of do the same thing. When it's a hard emotion, I sit in it.
Yeah.
I let it happen. I don't try to mask it. Like if I'm mad, I'm mad, and I'm going to acknowledge that I'm mad, and I'm going to say what I need to say and be mad and say I am mad right now. I'm very frustrated. Whereas before, I probably would have like gone and been like, okay, I'm gonna have a glass of wine because you pissed me off.
That's funny. I think anger is another one. I would say like I don't struggle in the sense of like I act out on my anger, but I kind of like withhold it. Like people in general just piss me off all the time. I'm literally like, why are people so stupid? But
common sense.
But what I do is I'll just like listen to like rap music and like
that's a good one.
Me like really like pumped up or like.
No. So you were saying earlier that you couldn't cry.
Sometimes when I need to cry, I journal. That makes me cry, or listening to worship songs. Because then you're like feeling it, and then you're like.
But having a playlist that you can listen to when you're having whatever kind of emotion it is. Sad, happy, angry, frustrated, like whatever.
And I think it's because lately I'm just like, no, I am strong. Like, why am I going to cry about this? This is not worth crying about. Like, I'm a big girl. Like, I'm tough. Like, I don't need to cry about this. But your feelings don't lie, and they need to be felt. They demand to be felt and then release.
Because emotions aren't forever. Like your feelings aren't forever. They will pass.
Feelings are fickle. Like they're just feelings.
Say fickle.
Fickle?
Fickle.
I want pickle. I want pickle. We should have pickles right now.
They're good for electrolytes. I thought you were gonna bust out with another like nursery rhyme. Pickle and pickles.
Where actually there is this it's Peter Piper had a pack of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper had a pack of pickled peppers, where did Peter Piper pack? I don't know, whatever.
Pick his pepper.
Whatever. If you want to learn that, Google it. You do your job, right? But I always have something that reminds me of something. I feel like ridiculous because then I feel like that those books about if you give a mouse a cookie or if you give a dog a donut. I don't know if you remember their children's books. I'm a preschool teacher, so guys, please go with me.
If you give Joe a glass of water, he's gonna want another glass of water.
It's just always like my mind doesn't stop.
No, it doesn't.
That's funny.
She's always got something on the deck. But I think it's important to have like some ways to deal with emotions. Guys tend to just shove them down.
Yes. I see that
Yeah.
common within a few of my guy friends.
Yeah.
They just, and like I'll reach out to them, and then like sometimes they'll like, you know, oh, this is what I'm going through. Then no, dude, I'm okay. But then like deep down, I'm like, are you really okay though?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. Like, I wish it was more okay for guys to let
Express
their
their
feelings out.
feelings.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of times guys press it down until it comes out in anger.
Yeah.
So then the only emotion we
stress.
see from men
Man, it's
is
just their anger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're depressed too, but they're expressing it in anger.
Anger, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. And stress.
Yeah. I'm like
Yeah.
thinking back to like growing up. It's like my dad, angry drunk and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, wow. Like,
What
he,
was
like,
really going on?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I know he struggled with his mental health too.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, so what I do with my clients that are men is like, because men are really good at explaining situational things. Like, this happened at work, and this happened at work, and I always open the session with like, okay, so how are you feeling today? And it's always like, well, I'm frustrated, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. Those are the like main words that I hear from men.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, then, like, digging down into it.
Are you really?
Are you really tired?
Are you really tired?
Yeah.
And that's funny because I've had a conversation with my guy friend,
Yeah.
and like, I'm guilty of it too. Like if I'm like tired, I'm it's just like pulling up. If I'm like frustrated, sad, I'm just like, I'm just tired. I worked a lot this week.
Yeah.
Are you
But
tired
what-
or are you overwhelmed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's really going on?
Mhm.
Like, digging in with them. Like, when they say, oh, I'm just tired this week. Well, why are you
Yeah.
tired? What's driving this
Mhm.
tiredness?
Yeah.
Like, because a lot of times our body is tired because we've been processing emotions.
Yeah.
It's like we're holding on to them on
Yeah.
our body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Storing
Wow.
And that's exhausting.
it.
So, like, asking those questions, okay, well, what went wrong this week?
Mhm. Wow.
And then you can kind of dig into, they'll say, well, a patient did blah, 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 or a coworker did blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, then why did that upset you?
Mm-hmm.
And, well, because it messed up my schedule for the day, and then I missed dinner with my wife, and she was upset with me. So really what you were feeling this week was you were feeling like you let your wife down.
Oh wow.
And so, like, what kind of emotion did that bring? Was it shame? Was it regret? Like,
Mm-hmm.
were you sad?
Disappointed.
Were you disappointed? Like, what emotion were you feeling when you felt like you let your wife down?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So you're not tired.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That like really like mind blew me because like I work a lot. I work 60-hour work weeks sometimes, and like my go-to answer is always I'm tired. I'm tired. But I think there's probably I'm frustrated at work. I'm
Yeah.
annoyed. I'm stressed out, and like more behind it and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I don't really like. Which is a good little segue to. I don't really like talk to anyone about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm just like whatever. But,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna start counseling soon.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
I was
excited
going
for
to
that.
ask if you were doing
Mhm.
therapy of any sort.
Yeah, so I've done it in the past. It's so interesting because like I've done it like within the past 5 years. I've always done it like 3 different like sessions
Yeah.
or 3 different like time periods. So like the first one, it was like for like family trauma and stuff like that. That's what like my first like counselor really helped me process. The second time was like anxiety, and then the third time was like dating. That one was so much fun. I'd like go and talk to my counselor. And I'm like, all right, so this girl, but then this girl, but then she got jealous. I was hanging out with her. It's like tea time.
I love that. After that, you can talk to us girls. I mean, we'll love to hear about it.
That's totally okay.
Tracy?
Yeah. I know. Tracy and we have tea time all the time. Yeah. But it's totally okay to have a therapist just for tea time because it gets it out.
Yeah.
And your therapist knows how to ask the questions like I just asked in this little mock coaching session of like a therapist, a coach, we have training to ask the right questions, to dig below the surface of I'm tired.
Yeah.
No one is ever just tired. There's a reason why your body is exuding exhaustion. And it's usually tied to something emotional. Or you're sick.
Yeah.
You're not tired, you're sick. Like,
Wow.
you're either heart sick or head sick. Like, or body sick.
Yeah, I'm so excited for like just to start counseling again. And like honestly, like looking back, I was like I probably should have been in counseling maybe like these past 6 months or something.
Yeah.
Or
it would have helped with the grief.
100%.
Your friend.
That just a lot of like changes going on within like church.
I'm totally feel you on that one.
But I'm
Okay,
excited
so
for it.
we have what were it was get medication if you need medication, medical help. Like, and if you're not sure, just talk to your doctor about it. If you don't have a doctor, you can go to the urgent care clinic, you can go to the free clinic, like whatever you got to do. Any doctor, if you tell them like this, I'm not feeling like myself, I'm feeling down, I've not wanted to get out of bed. Basic activities are difficult for me, like getting out of bed, brushing my teeth, getting dressed for the day, like those types of things are difficult for me. Like whatever it is that you're feeling, a doctor will be able to help you. Whether it's get on the medication, refer you to a psychiatrist, refer you to a therapist. A lot of times they want you to see some sort of mental health professional to get a proper assessment of your mental health. But a doctor can help you do that if you need medication. You said feel the feelings, ride the feelings. I always say feelings are like a wave. They come in and then they go back out to the ocean. Don't push them back out to the ocean. Ride them, feel them, and then let them naturally find their way back out to where they came from. Let it spit you out on the coast. Just leave you there. Let it go. Bye. Bye. Wave bye to it. And then what was
counseling? Talking to someone.
Yeah.
Because even then, like these like it's probably been about a little bit over a year since I've been going to counseling. Probably about a year and a half since my like last time I was doing counseling. And I'll reach out to friends, hey, can you pray for me? This is what I'm going through. But I think just having someone you can like fully like pour everything out to. And like just,
and they won't tell a soul.
And that's what my old friends were, the ones who I served with. Like I could tell them anything. They wouldn't judge me or like tell anyone.
It's important to have someone, a safe person in your life. Like whether it is someone you pay, like a therapist or a counselor or a coach, or just a friend that you can trust, but you need to be telling someone the ugly truth. Like all of it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Not just, I'm tired, I'm good, it was a rough week. But digging into it. And it's okay for men to dig into that stuff so that you aren't spewing anger all over your family, friends, wife, kids, whatever.
And I think it's like, it's hard for like men to like just open up in general and like let it all out. And like, I have a few like select friends who I can do that with, but I think también it's like that like machismo culture.
The toxic masculinity.
So like, you know how we were talking earlier about like how a lot of people, you're a safe person, so people will open up to you. I know I'm a safe person too. People open up to me. But then it's like, who do I open up to?
Exactly. Like we have to have somewhere to put that stuff. So for me as a mental health professional, like it is hard to take in people's problems and take in their issues and help them process it. I don't know if maybe I'm just a weird person or if I've gone through enough like training and education around this, but for me, I really have to, when the session ends, when the chat ends, when the whatever, and this is the same for my friends. So like when you tell me stuff, it goes in here, I talk you through it, and then it's gone. Like I don't hold on to it.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's gone. If you ask me later, I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember you telling me. But the reason it takes me a second to recall it is because like it's gone. Because I had to come to terms with the fact that I only have the capacity for my own stuff in here. So while I'm with you, I am 100% with you. I am here. I am tuned into what you're saying. I'm happy to help you figure out, which path to take. But once we're done, we're done.
That's
And
definitely you being a professional and being trained and educated to do that, because I can be the type to like,
You're an empath?
yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I am.
you
And
take it with you. So
I
I'm
do,
empathic
but
in
I've
the moment.
learned,
Yeah.
but I'm learning to let go and not
You can't
observe
do
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the past I would, and
Yeah.
it hurt me a lot.
Yeah.
But now I've gotten better to where, okay, I'll feel it and then just, okay, it's
Let it
not
go.
mine to hold.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's really what it's about. And like, but you have to find someone who has kind of that mindset so that you're not sharing your deepest, darkest, ugly parts with someone and then they go say it to someone else and then you're embarrassed or you're hurt.
Yeah.
Like that is really hurtful. But yeah, that would be my advice to you. If you're gonna like, because you are someone that people go to, but like learning how to, it's almost, so whenever I have a session, I take notes on the computer and I'm like typing as they're talking and taking notes. And then I will like type in my question, and when they're done talking, I'll go back and I'll say, okay, over here you said blah, blah, blah. What would it be like if we did this instead? Like, I'll go back and ask the question. But when I'm done, I hit save, send to client, close my laptop.
And that's
It's their problem now. It's like, okay, I've done my part. Now the ball's in your court. And we almost have to be like that with our friends that come to us as a safe person. As like, okay, you downloaded your stuff into me. I exported the information and gave it back to you, and now I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, it's done.
Yeah.
I gave it back to you.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something I need to work on. Because I'll hold on to like their emotions or whatever stuff they're going through. I'm like, damn, that sucks. And then I'll just kind of keep it on like my skin.
Yeah.
You know what that feels like.
Yeah. And I think a lot of men do that without knowing it.
Yeah.
They carry the weight of
The world.
families, friends, like they carry a lot of weight on their shoulders. And so having someone that you can talk to is so important.
Lift you up, encourage you, not judge you, or tell you man up. Like, I don't want to hear about that, or like change the conversation. That's not it. You need someone that's going to listen to you and advise you in godly advice, and not like what the world tells you. Like, oh, let's go have a drink. You'll be fine. Let's go do this. You know.
Happy hour is not the answer.
No.
Unless it's happy hour with mocktails and yummy appetizers. That is the answer. All right. Well, Joe, thank you for being on
Thank you so much for being here. We love you and
imparting wisdom to our men out there and helping other guys process their emotions.
Yeah. Thanks for just having me on. I think, there's this wrestler who I really liked as a young kid, and he wrote a book and whatnot. He found Christ later on in his life, and then like I read his book, and then towards the end of the book, he said like, if someone hears this story and like it changes their life for the better, then at least just one person, then that's a good thing. Like if it changes millions, that's a good thing. So like I don't know, like maybe whoever's listening to this, like if they're a guy, maybe a girl and they have a significant other or whatnot, like I think there's a lot of like strengths that comes with being vulnerable and just like putting your story out there, and you don't know like who it can impact.
Yeah.
Who's gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna go. I think especially for men, like I'm gonna go get myself checked out on my mental health, or you know what, I think I'm gonna sign up for counseling, or or I don't know, just like whatever like steps that could like help someone like just overall like just improve their life.
Yeah, and help them know that they're not alone. There's other men that struggle.
Yeah.
And it's okay to ask for help.
But I think men's mental health, we're in men's mental health months. Men's mental health matters, and it's very interesting because I work with 95% of my coworkers are men.
Oh yeah.
So it's like there is like those. I've seen it before where it's like those machismo stigmas of like I'm good. I don't need to talk to anyone. I'm fine and whatnot.
But then they go get a drink.
They go get a drink.
Or smoke.
They're using substances or just different ways of coping with whatever they're going through.
Yeah. Yeah, and you work with a younger generation.
Sometimes I just want to slap them.
But I think you are an example for them.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Sometimes it's hard too because like they're kids. They're 18-year-olds. They don't listen and whatnot. And like ideally, I want what's best for everyone. Like you get another job and you're making more money than where you were before. Cool, bro. That's awesome. I'm proud for you. Like, but I mean, like, and then like a few of the guys who I did work with, like in the past, like we were able to kind of have like that relationship where like, hey man, this is what I'm going through and stuff like that. And it was great. I want to reach out to them.
Yes,
hey,
you should.
Yeah, or like I'll call like some of my younger coworkers like mijo and whatnot. I'm like, okay, pórtate bien, mijo. Stuff like that.
Thank you for being such a inspiration and I guess mentor to the younger people, and for having such a caring, loving heart and nurturing as well. You're going to be a great dad one day and a great husband, Joe. I'm so glad that you're doing the work so that you don't have to put that onto your spouse or your children. And that's huge. That's big. I love that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're gonna make him cry.
Appreciate
Thank you. Oh, I love that because it takes a lot for someone to be willing to do that self-acknowledgement and do the work.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because just being self-aware isn't enough. No, you have to do the work. And it's not easy, but it's step by step.
Yeah, and like who I am now is like a complete 180 from who I was like 5 years ago before like I got sober and whatnot. And like just like we put me on this podcast like 5 years ago. I'm gonna be like, what the hell are y'all talking about?
Yeah,
I want to talk about that.
Yeah. So I appreciate the comment, Rosie. It really means a lot. Call me sorteras. ¿Dónde están las solteras? Ponle like en el podcast, solteras.
His number is 469. I'm kidding.
What's coming in Shoreline City?
Latino Heat Joe. Instagram. What's your Instagram? What's your Facebook? Come on.
I'm not on Facebook. I am on Instagram. If anyone wants to follow me, you can. It's a public page. It's Latino_Heat_Joe.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, let me know if you get any followers. Let me know if she's cute.
I'm gonna send y'all screenshots.
Yeah.
I'm like, what does mom and Tia think about this?
Yes.
We're gonna approve. Yes.
Yes, we have to have the sign off when she's joining us.
Yeah. Well, we're we're so happy you were able to come, and thank you so much for your wisdom and just everything that you brought today.
Yes, thank you.
Cool. Appreciate it. Love y'all so much.
Love you too. Until next time, guys, have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.